Hey guys, how we doing? We're back with another video from Geekdom 101. My girlfriend got me a new hat. How cool is that? I thought it would be quite cool to wear for Dragon Ball related videos such as these. We're doing all the Frieza forms explained. I like Geekdom's informative videos, and I always feel like when you first glance at these videos, it's like, well, I obviously know he has his transformations and all the different stuff, but there's always something else there, like how much the multiplier actually is and stuff like that, and little random facts in between. I'm hoping it goes into why the designs were what they were and stuff like that, but anyway, let's get into this. All Frieza forms explained.
Very special thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Now, before we talk about Dragon Ball GT's various transformations in the transformation guide, I thought it'd be fun to go back and look at some of the characters in Dragon Ball and in Z that have transformations and kind of examine the forms and tell you everything that we know about these forms. And we're going to start with a guy who really, his transformations are very different from other characters. We're going to go into that very shortly here in this video. But we are starting with Frieza, the topic of this video. Every single Frieza transformation and form will be explained and dissected next.
Transformation guide.
When it comes to most transformations in Shonen, a lot of it has to do with a character hitting his limits and using a transformation to unlock new and impressive abilities to make themselves stronger. But with Frieza, when it comes to his transformations, at least the ones that we see and talk about in the original Dragon Ball manga and in Z, it's actually quite the opposite. Frieza himself reveals that his final form, the gray alien form with the purple kind of head and shoulders and whatnot, that is his final form, but also his base form. In other words, he was born in that form.
Yeah, and then he downgraded himself.
Frieza reveals that he created his other three transformations to suppress his power, because he warns the Z fighters on several occasions that the higher he gets in transformations, the less control he has over his body. And it turns out that was actually complete BS, because when we see Frieza in his final form, he actually appears to have even more control over his body.
Yeah, he's like moving really quickly.
Forms, because he's able to actually control the percentage of power he uses, which requires a lot of skill, needless to say. But that being said, I'm not sure if Toriyama changed his mind and sort of dropped that whole concept, or if Frieza was just talking trash. Either way, that's how Frieza's forms work, in that his final form is his original form. But the first time we see Frieza is in his first form, and Daizenshuu 4 calls this Frieza Daiichi Keitai, which is Frieza first form. We see him in his hover chair collecting Dragon Balls on planet Namek.
I need to get that Funko Pop.
The majority of the Frieza Empire has seen. Very few people have ever seen Frieza in his above forms. This is where he prefers to be at his most comfortable. There's not much to say about it. He just goes around talking trash, and it appears like he's wearing a helmet, but it's just part of his head with the horns and whatnot. Toriyama claims to have thought up this design from demonic beings he thought haunted him as a kid. That's where he came up with this design for first form Frieza. And the first time we actually see it is, of course, the first time we actually see Frieza, which is Dragon Ball Manga Chapter 247, Dragon Ball Z Episode 45. And luckily with these early Frieza forms, we actually have actual stated power levels for these forms, because they came out such a long time ago. Now, there actually is an interesting story here. In the original movie pamphlet for Dragon Ball Z Movie 3, it actually states that Frieza's power level was 85,000 in his first form. This was, of course, released before Toriyama would actually list his true power, which was 530,000. That's what Frieza's power level is in his first form. So that movie pamphlet was once again the anime staff assuming Frieza's power, not communicating with Toriyama, because Toriyama would reveal that it was a heck of a lot higher. Remember,
a bit more than that.
First form, Frieza was able to easily destroy all of planet Vegeta, which is always a sight to behold. Then we have second form Frieza, who's very different from first form Frieza. The horns that he used to have now twist and go up a little bit. He's a lot taller, he's a lot more muscular. His strength and speed also increased tremendously when he's in this transformation. And he looks quite a bit like King Cold. The whole speculation amongst fans is Frieza's second form Did he create that form as a tribute to his father's true form, which is what we see in Dragon Ball Z, or is his father in his second form? That's been a debate.
Oh, that's an interesting,
decades,
actually, isn't
we
it?
Still don't have an answer on that.
We'll never know, will we?
One thing we do have an answer on is how strong this Frieza is. Now, Frieza straight up tells us that his fighting power, his battle power,
yeah,
is
well, does King Cole feel more comfortable just staying in that form?
Huge deal at the time. So we never saw a character that had 1,000,000 power level. He was the first one.
Okay, that's cool.
We first see this form in Dragon Ball Z episode 77, which correlates with manga chapter 296. Now, in the episode, there's a very intriguing line said by the narrator where he states that second form Frieza wields enough terrifying power to destroy the entire universe. That is pretty damn crazy and easily hyperbole. I do not believe that Frieza was at universal level power during this form. I don't think he was. I think it's just the narrator just being hyperbolous here.
Just like, my God, he's so
some people
powerful.
are going to say that he was based on that quote, and if you do, I mean, that's on you. I just
Let's see some feats. Let's compare.
Back in those days, a power level of 1,000,000 was a big deal. Then we get to the third form,
alien
of
form.
Frieza, one of my favorites, and this is the form that Toriyama, obviously based off of his favorite movie of all time, Ridley Scott's Alien.
Oh, right, okay, so it is his favorite movie.
Of all time.
Right.
And Frieza resembles the Xenomorph in this film. Frieza actually states that nobody has ever seen this form outside of maybe his family, and it's a beautiful form.
It's
Not
cool.
only does this form allow Frieza to get a lot stronger, but also a lot faster as well, as he was losing to the fusion of Piccolo and Nail for quite some time, and then once he got in this form,
it's just like
nothing
wailing
could
on
stop
him.
Frieza except for, you know, angry Gohan. Which managed to knock enough sense into Frieza for him to say, hey, let me tap into my last form.
Yeah, but then doesn't
First
Krillin
see this
chop off his
form
tail,
in
yeah?
Manga chapter 302, which correlates to Dragon Ball Z episode 82. Unfortunately, we did not see this form again until actually Frost did it.
That was cool.
Way later in Dragon Ball Super, but it is one that I really like. I enjoy that form quite a bit. Now, unfortunately, we actually do not have an official power level for third form Frieza. None of the guidebooks, none of the quotes in the manga or the anime state what his actual power level is for that form. Now, when it comes to Frieza's fourth form, it's a great example of Toriyama once again subverting expectations, because as you would watch the series, you'd see
think it'd be
Frieza's
something
forms
bigger,
get more scary, more bigger, stronger. He would end up being more intimidating as every transformation.
But it's cool design.
With the final form of Frieza, which is his birth form, Toriyama chose to make a more streamlined and simplified, I guess, design for Frieza. He looks like a gray alien with purple spots, and it's very simple, and yet such a great design that I feel is one of Toriyama's best when it comes to creating a great villain. I love Final Form Frieza's design. It's just fantastic. And even though it may look less threatening than his previous forms, he wastes no time in showing how terrifying he is by killing Dende immediately, preventing the Z Fighters from utilizing his healing ability. We first see Final Form Frieza in Dragon Ball Manga Chapter 304, which correlates to Dragon Ball Z Episode 84. But this would not be the end of Frieza's power-ups. We would soon find out that Frieza can actually enhance his power, and he's still suppressing his energy even in his final form. We find out that Frieza was fighting just kind of toying with Goku for a while. Then he reveals that he indeed can go and increase his power to 50%. And even though we don't have the actual listed number of what Frieza's power level is in his final form when he first achieves the form, if we do some math here, we might be able to figure it out, because we do have confirmed from the Daizenshu numbers for his subsequent enhancements in his power. What I mean by that is, it is listed in Daizenshu 7 that Frieza's power level at 50% is 60 million. Now, this would put 50% Frieza roughly equal to Kaioken times 20 Goku. Even though it's up for debate, it's roughly the same way. And if that's the case, with Frieza being at 60 million at 50%, then if you take off 50%, it would be what, 30 million?
Yeah.
So Frieza's final form is around 30 million. At 50%, it's 60 million, and then finally, when he decides to get serious, we have 100% Frieza at 120 million is his power level when he faces off against Super Saiyan Goku. And this form, even though it's still part of the final form Frieza, I like to count it as a separate thing because it's him at his max power. He's insanely buff, But what we find out is that Frieza cannot maintain his stamina in this form for a long time. He has trouble keeping up with his power, and because of that, Goku sees an advantage, hits some very powerful blows to Frieza's body, causing him to fall apart and make mistakes, and eventually
he even cuts himself in half, doesn't he?
Now, in case you were wondering, as a side note, Super Saiyan Goku's power during this time is listed as being 150 million, but I just wanted to throw that in there as a bonus factoid here in this video.
Cool.
So, Frieza ends up getting, well, we thought he died, but in fact he was just crippled, and King Cold finds him in the vacuum of space and rebuilds him as Mecha Frieza.
Yeah, which is cool.
And Mecha Frieza would first premiere in Dragon Ball Manga Chapter 329 and Dragon Ball Z Episode 118 as he began a trek to Earth for revenge on Goku. Now, because Future Trunks made quick work of this version of Frieza, it's really hard to gauge how strong Frieza was in this power. We do know that his strength and speed did improve because it's stated in the anime that that's what happened, but we don't know by how much. I know some fans have thought that because they had to rebuild the lower half of his body and half his face and parts of his chest and whatnot, that he was in fact weaker, and the fact that he's not in his 100% form, he's back to his regular final form, would make you think otherwise. However, the cybernetic enhancements may have made him stronger, but it's never been stated.
We don't know.
How much. So after Trunks killed Frieza was the last time we would actually see Frieza.
It was cool that they brought him back and then it's, nah, we gotta get rid of him.
After this was either an anime-only filler, a movie, or Dragon Ball GT. Toriyama would then come back to writing new stories for Frieza with 2015's Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, where Frieza was resurrected, like the title says, and revealed he had a new evolution. In the first trailer, you can hear Frieza ending it by saying, "Allow me to show you my further evolution," not transformation. And that's where this one's kind of a gray area, because obviously Golden Frieza is a transformation, but it's more so an evolution of his final form. He does not look identical. Some have said it's a color swap. There is some differences, height differences, some color differences, of course, but it's not just a color swap. There are different positionings for, like, for example, the purple orbs are in different spots in this version of Frieza. It doesn't look exactly like the original Frieza, but his power is definitely something.
Oh my god, yes, it's so much stronger, isn't it?
Happened to this ability after training for just a few months. This dude reveals that he never trained in his entire life, which, I mean, I call shenanigans on that one, but he says he never. And as a result of that, he was able to tap into Golden Frieza. And of course, later on in Dragon Ball Heroes, Golden Cooler also became a thing. But we're not talking about Heroes here. We're talking about the main Dragon Ball story. And Golden Frieza proved to be, in fact, superior to Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, because he was stronger than them until, once again, he fell for the same trap. We find out that Frieza, when he discovered Golden Frieza, rushed to go fight Goku.
He didn't learn to maintain it and hold his stamina.
And as a result of that, it greatly inhibited his stamina, and thus Frieza was unable to maintain the power for very much longer, which allowed Goku and Vegeta to really wipe him out, and they did. Now, when it comes to the form itself, Toriyama revealed some really interesting things in the build-up to this form, and he wasn't the only one. There was actually a joke that went around by Frieza voice actor Ryusei Nakao, who said that Frieza's golden power was 100 quintillion. Now, understand that's just Ryusei Nakao being funny. That is not an official power level at all. I know some people thought it was, but no, it's not official whatsoever. Toriyama also revealed that the reason why he chose to make Frieza gold was because he felt like he didn't want to simplify Frieza's design anything more than it was, so he felt like a gold color represented gold metals and represented power, which of course I had always seen as Frieza using gold because he felt like mocking. Like, Frieza chose his own color. That's the way I see it. That's the way it's kind of implied. So I always thought that it was Frieza kind of mocking Goku and Vegeta, saying, "Oh, you want to use gold hair? I'll make my whole body gold." Not realizing that by then, Goku and Vegeta had moved past the gold hair and were now having blue hair. And to me, that's always been a great piece of writing, whether it be purposeful or accidental, by Toriyama. After his defeat and return to Hell after the events of Resurrection F, Frieza was smart enough to learn from his mistakes, and we thought we had seen the end of Frieza, but no, he returned in the Universal Survival Arc, Tournament of Power, when Goku needed to have a replacement for Majin Buu for Team Universe 7, and went to hell to recruit Frieza. And here we find out that Frieza, although he could not really move his body, he was able to put himself through rigorous mental image training in hell to gain perfect mastery of his body in Golden Frieza form. So no more stamina problems,
absolutely,
and an increase
class.
in strength and speed, and he would call this true Golden Frieza. And he is so powerful that he was actually able to control Hakai energy,
which is mental,
for a brief time. He's very, very strong as true Golden Frieza. Don't forget, he also double KO'd Super Saiyan Blue Goku post Trunks arc Super Saiyan Blue Goku. So if you're power scaling here, you can't deny that true Golden Frieza is way stronger than the one we saw in Resurrection F.
My God.
But we don't know by how much. Either way, though, we see Frieza show how strong he is in this arc, and with his resurrection at the end of the Tournament of Power, who knows what the future holds. Dragon Ball Super Broly teased through Vegeta that Frieza may end up with another new transformation, and he might be trying to come back and get revenge. That remains to be seen. But as of this video, these are all of Frieza's forms in the series. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one.
That was cool. Cool. That was awesome. I like it. I like how he did go over like why the designs were what they were. Didn't realize that like that was what so it was based off of demons he saw in his dreams. Amazing. It was based off the alien thing. I mean, it seems obvious, but it's cool to actually have like confirmed, because it's easy to just assume because of the design that it was based off of that. And yeah, interesting as well, isn't it? It's like, was King Cole just more comfortable in the second form, or did he have other forms? Because Frieza just seems to be more comfortable in his thing, like, so. Anyway, that was awesome. Thank you guys very much for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos, and I'll see you guys. So you guys next time.